follow it, yeah?
Yeah. Are you satisfied with this verse and beautiful?
Small book is page
And
386.
Tilda, please tell me.
In English, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, so okay, that's good. That's good.
You know, when something
So,
is very
35.
special, you sometimes say something about it. So this verse I call a pearl of a verse, because pearls are very precious. Yeah, you're nodding so nicely. Pearls are so precious, and you put them, in jewelry on a beautiful thread. I always remember my mother having a string of pearls. So this verse I call a pearl of a verse. So we're chapter 7, which is a knowledge of the Absolute. Text 7. Matta parataram nanya.
Mata parataram nanya.
Kinchit asti dhananjaya.
Kinchit asti dhananjaya.
Mai sarvamidam protam.
Mai sarvamidam protam.
Sutre manikana iva.
Sutre manigana iva.
O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. There is, purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, there is a common controversy over whether the supreme absolute truth is personal or impersonal. As far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, the absolute truth is the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. And this is confirmed in every step. In this verse in particular, it is stressed that the absolute truth is a person, that the personality of Godhead is the supreme absolute truth, is also the affirmation of the Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchit Ananda Vigraha. That is, the supreme absolute truth, personality of Godhead, is Lord Krishna, who is the primeval Lord, the reservoir of all pleasure, Govinda, and the eternal form of complete bliss and knowledge. These authorities leave no doubt that the absolute truth is the supreme person, the cause of all causes. The impersonalist, however, argues on the strength of the Vedic version given in Svetashvata Upanishad 3.10, Tato yad uttaratam tad arupam anamayam ya etad vidur amrutas te bhavanti atetare dukham eva pianti. In the material world, Brahma, the primeval living entity within the universe, is understood to be the supreme amongst the demigods, human beings and lower animals. But beyond Brahma, there is the transcendence, who has no material form and is free from all material contaminations. Anyone who can know him also becomes transcendental, but those who do not know him suffer the miseries of the material world. The impersonalist puts more stress on the word arupam, but this arupam is not impersonal. It indicates the transcendental form of eternity, knowledge and bliss, as described in the Brahma Samhita, quoted above. Other verses in the Svetashvata Upanishad 3, 8 and 9 substantiate this as follows. Vedahamitam purusham mahahantam aditya varnam tamasa paristas tam eva vidvan ati mrityumeti nanya panta vidyate yanaya yasmat param na param asti kinchit yasmananiyo no jayayo sti kinchit vruksha eva stabdo divi tishtati ekas tanedam purnam purshena sarvam. I know that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to all material conceptions of darkness. Only he who knows him can transcend the bonds of birth and death. There is no way for liberation other than this knowledge of that supreme person. There is no truth superior to that supreme person because he is the supermost. He is smaller than the smallest, and he is greater than the supermost, greater than the greatest. He is situated as a silent tree, and he illumines the transcendental sky, and as a tree spreads its roots, he spreads his extensive energies. From these verses, one concludes that the supreme absolute truth is the supreme personality of Godhead, who is all-pervading by his multi-energies, both material and spiritual.
Just one more, the verse and the purport, and the translation, please. Matta parattara.
Matta paratarannanya kinchit asti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam prutam sutre manikana iva. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Minitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitanamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyaresha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasani Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So as I mentioned earlier, that there is a very deep connection between how people are thinking and how people are living in this world. And therefore I was thinking to be appropriate and also relevant to read this verse and purport, because this verse and purport are speaking about the personalism, that the ultimate source of everything is a person, the ultimate goal of everything is a person, a supreme person. And the opposite of this understanding is surrounding us in this modern world, in different kind of philosophies, in the past and in the present as well, which is called impersonalism in general. There are different varieties of the same stuff, which teaches that the original source of everything is impersonal. There is no personality of it or him or whatever you would like to say. And the goal of everything is also impersonal. And the ultimate consequence of this is that the source of happiness is also something impersonal. I just give a few examples, and after that I will explain the personal one. So, these are these beautiful children. Is there anyone amongst you who study like physics in the school? Not yet, you are too young for that. You study physics. And in the physical classes, was anything mentioned about how this universe was created, what is the source of existence?
They say Big Bang.
Yeah, great, the Big Bang. And there will be the big crash.
Yeah.
So first Big Bang is created everything, and after that big crash will ending everything. This is what they teach. Regardless of you interested in their philosophy or not, you must study. This is the official teaching, official opinion of science. They are very liberal. They say, you can believe whatever you would like to. You can be a Hare Krishna, other one can be a Muslim. Maybe some of them not allow that, but but yes, in other countries, there are countries where they don't allow to be a Muslim so much, sadly. But Hindu or whatever, you can have your faith, you can have your fairy tales, but we tell you the truth is that everything comes from a pyrotechnical accident, which is the Big Bang. And a Big Bang, an explosion, is definitely impersonal. There is no one who pushed the button or no one who explodes. That is just itself. Mr. Stephen Hawking, His Grace, he has this beautiful sentence that everything comes from nothing. This is the fact. And he's one of the topmost scientists in the world. And so this is the Shabda Praman, this is the the knowledge that they spread all over the world, wherever you go in the world. Instead of very strict religious countries like Saudi Arabia, you don't have that. But even in India you have, even in my home country, and it's a Christian country, but you go to the school in the Christian country and teaches you atheism. It teaches you not just atheism, impersonalism. Means that the source of everything is impersonal. I don't go into the details now, crashing the whole Big Bang theory. It would spend like few minutes for me because I practice that a lot. But I don't want to spend that because I'm sure that no one here believes in Big Bang. If someone believes in Big Bang, let me have a conversation after the talk during Prashadam. That's one of my favorite topics. But you are convinced about that. And so the understanding of the source of everything is impersonal leads you to the consequence, to the conclusion that the real source of happiness is also impersonal, means materialism. You get your happiness from money, from temporary relationships, from buying this and that, and having this and that, and attaining this and that. These are all impersonal things. Money is impersonal. Maybe there are some persons on it, but it doesn't help you. And buying stuffs, houses, cars, mobile phones are all impersonal. So it means that materialism teaches you that you will be happy by having more and more and more materialistic things. And the ending, the whole goal of life is also impersonal, because everything will be ended in a big crash, which means just there was nothing, there will be nothing. And in a personal way, you will die, so just the lamp is just clicked off. In your home country, I recognize that you are clicking down, then light is come, and you're clicking. In my home country, where you do it up, then lights come. Okay, but so means that the end of the life will be also impersonal, because before you took birth, you were just some chemicals, and after that you take birth, you look like a person, but it is said a biological robot. Scientists call human beings, they dare to call you as biological robots. Do you feel it's hurting? Yeah. Why do you let them to go? Why don't you go them and ask them, hey professor, how can you say that I'm a biological robot? How can you call me like that? You go to the school and your biological teachers say that, why don't you just go and, hey, okay, it's not a polite thing to do, but at least in your heart you have to be hurted, and you mustn't tolerate this. Sorry, I'm a little bit emotional if I speak about impersonalism. I think Madhvacharya is happy with that. And because he dedicated all of his beautiful life to finish that false philosophy. And so the ending of everything is just, so you didn't exist, you were chemical, after that you are a biological robot, and after that you will die, you will be just nothing. So nothing comes from nothing, everything comes from nothing, and everything ends with nothing. Complete impersonal philosophy. We have the Mayavadis, very much, the Shankara philosophy, the Advaitavad. It's another form of impersonalism, other form of materialism actually, to be honest. And they also say the same. Everything comes from Brahman, which doesn't have a personality, and by illusion or by these several explanations, they say how we created as a person. They can't, as we discussed with Madhusudan Prabhu, they don't have so much, anirvachaniya, it's not an answer. But they say, temporary you are personalities, you look like this and that, there are varieties, but these are all, mritya, illusion. And after that, everything will emerge back to the Brahman, and we will lose the personality again. And this beautiful verse, Matta Paratanam Nanyat, Krishna says that I, means a person, he's there, he's standing there, in the age of, 139, 35 years old, Krishna, looking like a 16 years old boy, beautifully smiling, like the beautiful, bluish cloud, like shining, like anything, and having the beautiful, yellow garment, and I'm sure some weapons also, and beautiful crown. As a person, he stands there, and he says, I am the source of everything. There is nothing that is superior from me. Everything emanates from me, and everything is rest on me as the pearls resting on the thread, on the thread. So I am the source of everything. I am the goal of everything. I am maintaining everyone and everything. And Prabhupada explains in the purport that there are the impersonalists, but he uses all the Vedic arguments and logical arguments to make us understand that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the source, and if He is the source, then He is the goal of everything. He is the goal of life, to attain Him, to have the personal and loving relationship with Him. And He is the source of happiness. The source of happiness are not the material things, not even the temporary relationships, but this eternal relationship with the soul, with ourselves. We are not biological robots. We are part and parcels of the Supreme. We are eternal Atma, eternal Jiva, Tattvas, eternal spiritual personalities, and we have an eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord. And this whole world around us, you know what they say? If we live in this Earth planet, this is a planet created by accident, but this is a planet. But what all the traditional culture says, they call Mother Earth, right? In my home country we say Föld Anya, means Mother Earth. This word, this is the Prakriti, this is the female energy, female expansion of the Supreme Lord, and she is a person. This planet is a person. She is living. She gave us birth. She maintains us. She loves us. Even we do so many terrible things with her, but she still loves. This is a mother, Maybe the baby is sometimes, when, breastfeeding the child, sometimes they make some pain. They're kicking the mother. They, waking her up in the middle of the night and do so many things. But still the mother loves and takes care and looks after. The same way, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. The same way, this word, this Prakriti, this Mother Earth, we do so many terrible things against her, but still she maintains us. So what is the relationship between this philosophy? God is personal or not personal, the source of everything is personal or impersonal, and what this whole thing to do with this film and with this eco-farm community that I have came from? It's relevant and it's connected because the only difference between this Krishna Valley eco-farm and to the rest of the world is that in Krishna Valley the people are approached the life in a personal way. The people there, they have the philosophical understanding and they live accordingly that God is a supreme person. We have a supreme eternal relationship with that person, which is love, bhakti, devotion. And everything that we do for His pleasure. And that's our goal of life, to make Him satisfied, to make Him happy. And as the root is watered, and if someone puts water on the root of the tree, then the leaves and flowers and fruits are also nourished. In the same way, if someone renders devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything will be perfect. All the living entities will be satisfied. We will be able to live in harmony with nature, with harmony with each other, because if there is a Supreme Father, then it means that we are all brothers and sisters. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is one family. And if we keep God in the center of our life, then everything will be perfect. As you saw in this film, beautiful environment, happy people, healthy food, healthy cows, healthy people, beautiful education. Why? Because Krishna, the source of everything, the source of all happiness, the well-wisher of the whole existence is in the center of that community. There is a beautiful example that is given by Srila Prabhupada. If someone takes a stone and drops it into a peaceful lake, then beautiful circles will be created. A very nice harmonic picture will you have. But if someone takes a handful of small stones and drop it into the lake, there will be a big mess will be created. So this modern world took God, the personality of Godhead, from the center of the life of everyone, and everyone wants to be the center of this world instead of Krishna, and therefore a great mess created, because if everyone wants to be the center, it creates, animosity and conflicts. And in Krishna Valley, the devotees made only one decision: let us keep Krishna in the center. And they did it 25 years ago, and since then they created a village that in the last 25 years there was no criminal activities there. There is no poverty, no environmental pollution, no animal killing, no depression problems, no alcohol, no drugs. All these bad things that is just full, that just, the whole modern world is about these terrible problems that modern mankind faces. These problems were all solved on the basis to put the Supreme Personality of Godhead to the center of everything, in a community way and in a personal way as well, because persons create communities. Impersonal persons create very bad communities. And what happened to our modern world, what Krishna says here, it's a very beautiful thing, is that everything rests on me like the pearls rest on the thread. So if you see my necklace here, my Tulsi Mala, so you see the beads, you see the pearls, but you don't see the thread, right? So one can argue, there is no thread, there is no God. Where is God? I can't see him. We see only material, elements. Science proved there is only material things. But no, the thread is there, and if someone has a little bit of intelligence, then can understand, this guy has a thread in his neck, because otherwise all the pearls will be, all over Madhusudan Prabhu's, room. So it means it's very obvious. Prabhupada says that the most obvious thing in this world is God's existence. But because our senses are imperfect, because our consciousness is covered, and because we want to forget him, not you, but materialist people want to forget him, therefore they take the thread out of the necklace, and the whole world, the pearl of the whole world is just fell into parts, and that's happening. You see? This whole impersonal philosophy, beginning with Shankaracharya, and after that, Darwin, Marx, and Freud, and all these other so-called scientists of the modern age, which are Dawkins, and I don't want to name all of them, they teaching this impersonal philosophy, and on that basis, they just destroy the whole planet, destroy the whole world, destroy our personal life, and to all of our hopes of happiness. And by Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, we glorify him as Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarina. He is the spiritual master of this modern age. He is the Yuga Acharya who's coming from the line, the disciplic succession, starting with Krishna, coming to Brahma, after Narada, after Vyas, after Madhvacharya, after Shri Chaitanya, Bhakti Siddhanta, and to our modern age, Srila Prabhupada. This is an unbreakable disciplic succession, a scientific succession of the absolute truth. And one of the most important message of this spiritual tradition is that God is a person, we are as spiritual souls, we are all personalities, and we have to maintain that loving relationship between God and between the soul. And Prabhupada says, so this verse says, Paschatya Deshatarine, means that Srila Prabhupada is the person who is empowered by God to destroy this impersonalism. Nirvishesha means there are no qualities, and Shunyavadi means there is only zero, there is only nothing, everything comes from nothing, as I mentioned. So Prabhupada, the main activity of His Divine Grace was to destroy Nirvishesha and Shunyavad, impersonalism and voidism. So by writing these wonderful books, actually he did not write Bhagavad Gita, Vyasadeva wrote Bhagavad Gita, but he wrote beautiful purports, Bhaktivedanta purports for this book. And I think the most important proof of his authorized personality is that before Prabhupada published his Bhagavad Gita as it is, with his own Bhaktivedanta purports, the Bhagavad Gita was translated to to English. More than 100 translation existed then. And the people of the Western world, they loved the Bhagavad Gita. You know, Beethoven, his favorite book was the Bhagavad Gita. The atheist Voltaire, the French guy, his favorite book was the Bhagavad Gita. You know, Goethe wrote the Faust on the basis of the Bhagavad Gita. Actually, Einstein read the Bhagavad Gita, and so many other great philosophers appreciated it. Rudolf Steiner, and but because they didn't have the devotional understanding, didn't have the Bhaktivedanta. Vedanta means the ultimate knowledge of the Vedas, and Bhakti means devotion. There was no explanation from the Bhakti path. People read the Gita, liked the Gita, but didn't follow the Gita. No one has become a devotee of Krishna by reading only the verses. The verses are perfect, but because they didn't have the perfect understanding, they thought, Krishna, he's just something, but not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as soon as Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada translated himself the verses of the Gita into English and wrote his beautiful Bhaktivedanta purports with all of his devotion and wonderful knowledge, quoting Madhvacharya in every page, since then, tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people started to follow what Krishna says. So the real meaning of Gita was clarified by His divine grace, and the whole world now is just ready to accept this personal philosophy. Maybe some successes of this Krishna consciousness movement. Just recently, two years ago, His Holiness Radhanath Swami, a disciple of Prabhupada, wrote a book called The Journey Within, about the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, and it was a New York Times bestseller in the world. New York Times bestseller was his book. And my spiritual master, Srila Shivaram Swami, he makes these small videos, vlogs, few minutes video messages, and 8 million people watches and follows these videos. So all over the world they are very popular. So I think that we have the time now of the devotional revolution all over the world, and you beautiful souls who already know about the Vedic philosophy and follow it, you have a great responsibility. Krishna and Madhvacharya and Srila Prabhupada wants you to learn this science, to practice this science, and whatever I, as a guest and as a servant of you, can offer to all of you is to please visit us in Krishna Valley. Please spend a few days, a week there. We have very comfortable guest facilities there. So please come and have the experience that whatever is in the Bhagavad Gita, it works. And Krishna Valley is the example for that. If we practice the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita in our life, it will be very successful, and it is very beautiful, and that's the experience that you can have in Krishna Valley, that the Vedic knowledge works. It's cool to be a devotee. And the other thing that we can offer is that, as you saw, the center of the community is Radha Shyama Sundar. We have a nice pamphlet about the service that is available in day service. This is called Nitya Seva. Nitya Seva, it's eternal service. So Radha Shyama Sundar are worshipped in a very high standard. They get 6 bhoga offering per day, 6 aratis, beautiful clothes, very nice ornaments, aratis, kirtans, so very nice service is going on according to the Vedic tradition. And they, means the divine couple, provides the opportunity to the devotees all over the world to sponsor a day of worship in their service. And if someone does that day of worship will be his or her or one family's. And every year when the day comes, maybe or daughter's birthday or your marriage anniversary day, you choose. You sponsor that day, and every day, every year when that day comes, the seva will be going in your name. And it's a very personal thing again. It means that Krishna is eager to take the sweets in the morning, 3:45, from your hands. It means from your service, from your offering, because he is eager to have that personal relationship with all of you. So this Nitya Seva is an opportunity to have a eternal personal relationship with the divine couple. So if anyone would be inspired or interested in that, can take a pamphlet. It describes the whole project, and can come to me as well. I'm ready to give all the informations about that. And whatever I brought, I'm not advertising stamps tonight, but I brought flyer, which is somewhere here, and on the flyer there is some information about Krishna Valley and my personal contacts. I forgot it yesterday, but it's here. So you can have my contact, and you can contact me whenever you have the desire to come to New Vrajadam. Just please contact me. I can help in all the way, and I can be your servant there if you come. I can take you around on a parikrama and all the spiritual experiences. So thank you very much. I took a little bit more time, six minutes more. I apologize, but thank you very much for your wonderful attention and to tolerating me. And so I will be here. If anyone has any question now or later, you are very welcome, according to philosophy or according to practice. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Divine Grace Madhvacharya ki jai. Shisharatha Gokulananda ki jai. Janita His Grace Madhusudan Prabhu ki jai. Gora Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
So thank you very much, Prabhu. So to almost complete the cycle, I'm actually inspired to spend another maybe 10-15 minutes to just grasp what you've said, and then actually pick chapter 15 and take verse 16. If we have time, 17, 18. Shruti, can you time me, please? Yeah. To try and grasp how Krishna in the
You are speaking, you are Vyas,
and
a representative
how
of Vyas.
Krishna in Purushottama Yoga actually summarizes what Mohan Prabhu has just illustrated. So before we start, Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Devam Narayanam Natva Sarvadosha Vivarjitam Paripurnam Gurumshtan Gitartam Vakshyami Leshataha. So this was the introductory Mangalacharana shloka of Madhvacharya for Gita Bhashya, where he said, Gitartam Vakshyami Lesataha. I am going to give the exponent or the explanation of Bhagavad Gita as per Bhagavad Gita. I am not going to give what I have in my head, what my opinion is. I am going to say what Bhagavad Gita or Veda Vyasa has said, and that's exactly what Prabhupada's book also is titled as Bhagavad Gita as it is. So in the 15th chapter, if you take the 16th verse, Dva Imau, okay, Dva Imau Purushau Loke Kshara Akshara Evacha Ksharaha Sarvani Bhutani Kutasto Akshara Uchate Uttamaha Purushastva Anyaha Paramatma iti udahrutaha yo lokatrayam avishya vivarti avyaya ishvaraha. So those two verses, let's take that essentially summarizes the essence of the information from chapter 7. So Dva Imau Purushau Loke. So Dva means two. Imau is this. Purushau. So in Sanskrit, Purushaha, Purushau. Purushau is dual. Yeah. So Dva and Purushau. So that connection is important. When you say two, and then you again qualify it with two Purushas, it almost means tautology, but that's not acceptable in Sanskrit. And Vedavyasa basically what he's saying is there are two different types of Purushas. Dva Purushaha Imau Loke. Imau means this, Loke means this existence. You could say this earth, this existence. So Imau Loke Dva Purusha. What are these two Dva Purushas? Purusha, as it means, is personal and person. So Prabhu has discussed about personal God, personal relationship with Him, personal jivas. So who are these personal jivas? So Vedavyasa says, Ksharaha, Kshara, Akshara, Evacha. So there are two Purushas. One is Kshara Purusha and the other one is Akshara Purusha. And that you need to see it very carefully what Vedavyasa is actually saying there. Kshara Purusha. What does Kshara actually mean? Kshara, Ksharira, Ksharanat, Ksharaha. That is the meaning of the letter Kshara, Kshara. Ksharira, Ksharanat. Ksharira is this body. That whose body falls down. Sharanat falls down. That whose body falls down is a Kshara. So who are these? All of us. All of us have bodies that fall down at some point. So we are Kshara Purushas. When we are in Samsara, we are in Kshara Purushas. Okay. Then what is the next word? Akshara Evacha. Okay. Then it says there is another type of Purusha called Akshara Purusha. Okay. And then the next word after that, Eva. Eva is significant there. The Eva there in Sanskrit has various connotations, but here it means always. Okay. So there is another Purusha called Akshara Purusha who's always an Akshara Purusha. So what does Akshara means? Kshara means whose body falls down. Akshara is opposite of Kshara Purusha. So somebody who has a body, but that body never falls down. So that is an Akshara Purusha. So who are these Akshara Purushas? Us Kshara Jivas can also become Akshara Purushas. When do we become Akshara Purushas? Anybody? In Moksha. Correct. So, in Moksha, when we attain that eternal relationship with the Supreme, then we attain our Akshara Purusha state. We become Akshara Purushas, but the point to be noted is, we become Akshara Purushas only after initially being a Kshara Purusha. So we are Kshara Purushas and then we become Akshara Purushas. Whereas this line is saying Akshara Evacha. So it is saying there is another type of Purusha who is Akshara always. So who is that person who is always an Akshara Purusha? So we'll come to this a little bit later. So moving on to this verse, Akshara Evacha, then he says Ksharaha Sarvani Bhutani. So what does that mean? It is in plural. So you will have to watch the lines very carefully. Where is singular, where is plural, where is dual and so on. Ksharaha Sarvani Bhutani. Ksharaha, plural. Sarvani, all these. We are all Ksharaha Sarvani Bhutani. Bhutani. So all what does Bhutani mean? So Bhutani, for example, in classic Sanskrit, so we are going to Vedic Sanskrit here, not the colloquial Sanskrit. In Vedic Sanskrit, Bhuta has various meanings. The first one is Bhuta Bhavat Bhavishyad Iti. So what is that? Anybody who is good in Vishnu Sahasranama or has recently looked at Keno Upanishad or something like that? Bhuta Bhavat Bhavishyad. Bhuta means past. Bhavishyad means present. And what is it, the third one? Bhuta Bhavat. Bhavat is present. Bhavishyad is future. So, Bhuta Bhavat Bhavishyaditi, that Bhuta is past. So, that is one meaning of Bhuta. The second meaning of Bhuta is he who has Bhuti is Bhuta. Okay. Who is the person who has Bhuti? Bhuti is higher knowledge. Somebody who is an exalted soul. Okay. He is also a Bhuta. Okay. Then there is the other popular Bhutas that you know about, the Panchabhutas. What are the Panchabhutas? Anybody?
Fire, water, sky.
Okay. So the Panchabhutas, this Pindanda is this body. This body is made of Panchabhutas. And we use this Panchabhuta body to elevate ourselves and acquire Bhuti and become Bhutas. Okay. So that is also another meaning of Bhuta. So essentially what this particular word, which is very significant, is actually saying is, in the past we had a body that we use. This body is made of Panchabhutas. In the past, those exalted beings in the past had a body made of Panchabhutas, but with acquiring Bhuti, they shed their body and then become Akshara Purushas later. So that is what this line is saying. Ksharaha sarvani bhutani kutasto akshara uchyate. Kutastaha, so there the kuta is singular. Kutasto akshara uchyate. So the kutasto is, so kutastha essentially has again various meanings, but in this context, kutastaha means sky, akasha. Avyakrita akasha is kutastaha, is the sky. And the other etymology of kutastaha is kutam stapayati iti kutastaha. So that which brought about all these groups into existence is also called kutastaha. So who is that person who is kutastaha, and why did Vedavyasa said kutasto akshara uchyate? So the akasha, the sky that you have, you will experience in your day-to-day living. Sky is not ever attached to anything. Mud attaches to a solid, attaches to another solid. A liquid attaches to another liquid. Whereas the sky is never sticks to anything, which means that it is never stuck to samsara. So this one is never in samsara. So kutastaha is the quality of this akshara that is always beyond samsara. Okay. So in the classic rendering by Gita Bhashya of Madhvacharya, that kutastaha akshara is Shri Tattva. Shri Tattva as Lakshmi or Radha is in Madhvacharya's Bhashya, that Akshara Purusha is Shri Tattva, who is the Chetana Prakriti, who is the mother of the universe, the mother of earth that Prabhu was talking about. So Kutastaha Akshara Uchyate. Then he says, Vedavyasa says, Uttamaha Purushastva Anyaha Paramatma iti Udahurtaha Yo Lokatrayam Avishya Bibarti Avyaya Ishwaraha. So it says, look, there are Kshara and Akshara Purushas, but beyond the Kshara and Akshara Purusha, there is another category. Anyaha is a significant word there. Uttamaha Purushastva Anyaha. Anyaha means different. So this one is different from these two groups, and that one is called Uttamaha Purushaha or Purushottama as we call it. Uttamo Purushastva Anyaha, and what is he called? Paramatma iti Udahrutaha. So this line is again interesting when you look at Sanskrit. This is an indirect speech. Uttamaha Purushastva Anyaha Paramatma iti Udahrutaha. So that is, it says, the knowledgeable people who have read the Vedas have also called this Uttama Purusha as Paramatma. What does this Paramatma do? What is his qualities? Yo Lokatrayam Avishya Bibarti Avyaya Ishwaraha. So what Prabhu just now said about the beads and the string, that exactly is what it's saying. Yo Lokatrayam. What is the Lokatraya? What is three lokas? Three lokas that we know of. Yeah. Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha. Okay. So those are the three lokas. So Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha is all of existence, this universe. Yo Lokatrayam Avishya, pervading all these three universe. Yo Lokatrayam Avishya Bibarti. Bibarti means it pervades and it also holds and supports it. Everything that happens in the universe happens because this being that is pervaded is actually holding it. So Yo Lokatrayam Avishya Bibarti Avyaya. Avyaya means what? Avyaya means indestructible. That never gets destroyed. So why is Vedavyasa put that word there is, you were talking about the Big Bang and how there is a Big Bang and then the big crush. The world destroys and it born and destroys. So you could argue, when the world destroys, can Brahman also get destroyed with it? No. Avyayaha. He is indestructible. Avyayaha. So yolokatrayam avishya bibarti avyayaha. Why is he avyayaha? Because he is Ishvaraha. So who is Ishvaraha? Ishvaraha, say for example, Shankaracharya in his Bhashya said, Ishvaraha, Ishana Shilaha, Narayana iti arthaha. So even Shankaracharya accepts that Ishvaraha is Ishana Shilaha. Ishana means he is the most potent, he is the most powerful being. That is why he is called Ishvaraha. So this person is actually controlling the universe and makes everything happen. So that fits in very well with chapter 7, and I'll stop there. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Sadhu, sadhu.
So moving on, I think now we were going to carry on with Kirtan for another 15-20 minutes, and then Aarti, maybe 10 minutes Kirtan,
Yeah.
and then Tulsi Aarti, and then Maha-Aarti and Naivedya.
Beautiful.
Okay,
So nice.
could I invite one of our beautiful singers, not
Shreya.
professional
Shreya.
singers?
She's amazing.
I'm sure.
You did it this morning. Sing.
Sumana, yes. So who? Shreya, Sumana, okay, and then Prabhu.
Kirtan can we offer the Kirtan ಆಡುವಾಗ ಆಫರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಏನು ತುಳಸಿ ಆರತಿ ಕೀರ್ತನ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಳಸಿ ಆರತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ ಅಲ್ಲ ಕೀರ್ತನ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಆಫರಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕೀರ್ತನ ಮುಗಿಯುವಾಗ ಆಫರಿಂಗ್ ತೆಗಿಬಹುದು
ಓಕೆ
ಅದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್
ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು
Who's first? Sumana, you are first?
Shreya.
Shreya is first.
If anyone wants to keep their copy of Bhagavad Gita, would you like one?
That's the one I studied.
So if not, then you can ask them, but if you want
So whilst you are waiting for the Kirtan to start, may I also request, so Mohan Das Prabhu has taken time out to come and visit us and spend time with us, and I am very keen that we try to be as generous as we can, and then maybe make some dakshina and collection, and then we can offer it to the Prabhu, yeah, for his Krishna Valley project.
Also, we have some DVDs, Hare Krishna movie DVDs. It's a film on Hare Krishna Srila Prabhupada. It was released worldwide recently, so we got the DVDs. It only, if you would like to have, some cost price, 12 pound kind of thing. Yeah.
So I have to pack all of my stuff. Sorry. Yes. I will explain. We can go out and I will explain. It takes a few minutes.
Shiva